listen to the talent. Amen. I don't always agree with that, but it's good that I agree with it. And my wife gets to, it will continue on. On Friday night, my lovely wife prevailed on me, gave me no choice, but that we had to go out to a stadium, a dusty football game, and we went over to a very elite high school that now 4 of my grandkids have attended. 2 of them were football stars, and you don't see them in church too often. They still trying to find their way. And then a lovely little granddaughter that just turned 19. And I went over and the stands were pretty well full because they were playing Centennial, another sophisticated high school, and they have quite a competition going on to see who's the richest, who's the most opulent, who can display the greatest sign of wealth. But as I had to find me a roost up there with a handicap, with people that now understand what it's like not to be able to maneuver around. But anyway, my wife went on up in the stand there with the hooters and the hollers. The thing that I didn't miss is my son running up and down the sideline there, "You blind? Dumb? Where'd you get that?" I didn't miss that at all. She wasn't hollering either, but anyway, we sat there and watched they were saddled up there with Sandy and Nathan's other grandma, and I down there among the people that had eaten everything and thrown it on the benches, did the best I could. And halftime came up. And I mean, I tell you, one of the most magnificent, clothed, equipped high school bands in Kern County walked out on the field, and they did an absolute excellent job preparing for their coming. And I knew how to look for my grandson that was playing the horn because they told me he broke his arm. And I'm sitting off up there looking out there for some kid with a cast on his arm, and I can't see one. They got 5 horn blowers like he blows, and from that far up they all looked the same. I kept looking for a cast. Hold your hand up, Nathan. His uniform was black, and his cast was black, but what made it satisfactory with me is when my wife came back down there that his other grandma or this grandma, neither one could recognize him because they were looking for a white cast too. But they did an absolute fantastic, beautiful job, and let me tell you that life is not all fair. Amen. Those kids going to Stockdale and going to Centennial have got a whole lot better opportunity of making it in life than the ones out at Foothill or East or McFarland, Arvin, because life's not fair. Hello. Amen. I said life is not fair. I thank God that we live in the United States of America, the greatest nation on the face of the earth, but the equality belief is nonsense. We are all born equal, but life does not offer us equal opportunities. When we got in the car coming home, I told my wife how beautiful the man looked, how exquisite, how nice their uniforms and all of their equipment, first class. And that's because their parents participate in it. Their parents want to make sure that those children have the best opportunity in life. Is it fair? Maybe not. Is it equal? No. But that's the way life is. And whenever we look at life and the things that happen, we were at the fairgrounds yesterday. Over the years, we've bought numbers of animals out at the fairground. Day before yesterday, a rooster. I mean, just an old feathered rooster sold for what, $3,700? You know why? Because some kid raising a rooster needed $3,700. No, because some child was privileged to know somebody or have relatives that could afford $3,700. Ken Hardy met my wife and I out on the fairway yesterday, and we sat there and discussed a few things. And we get into the sale barn, and I don't think the 4-H and the FFA appreciate those 4 auctioneers that come over and they dedicate their time, they donate their time. Skinner comes all the way down from Oregon, and they donate their time, and they're out there for 3 or 4 days and for several hours selling those animals. And if you want to see how unequal and unfair life is. Amen. Now, when we're talking about how Jesus fulfilled the law and how that we fall so far short. But as we went in and auction going on selling hogs, and they got a great number of them, the economy is bad. And whenever they started selling these hogs, the grand champion, I think, went for $40-some-odd a pound, something like that. How much? My wife would know, because she's writing it all down, so that ain't fair, that ain't fair, that ain't fair. She checked off so many unfair things. What do you mean unfair? It's the fair. How can it be unfair? Well, it's not right. What's not right? Life is not right. Amen. Now listen to what happened. Those auctioneers, they get up there and they start auctioning off those animals. And I sat there and I was able to, with a couple others, I was able to sit there and tell Sally, that one's going to get so much, that one's going to get so much, and that's not going to get nothing. You know how I was able to tell her? Because 30, 40 years, 50 years we've been going out that place. You learn that where people are from dictates what they're going to get. Amen? Was I correct or not? No. Why? Because where you're from is what you're going to be able to get. Now, that don't misunderstand me. Don't you feel guilty if you can live in a $5 million home and you can have a $20 million yacht and you can fly around all over the world. You should not feel guilty, but we should also understand what a blessing it is that we've been able to enjoy so much of life. Amen. And whenever they came, the kids, whenever I could predict that they weren't going to get an in, we bought some of those. My wife asked me in the car, said, well, why is it that these other kids can't go out and get buyers? And that's what it's all about, is getting buyers. Getting someone that is willing to put up some money. And you know what, whenever they would, one way up in, when the prices were falling